In the pursuit of continuous success in the real estate industry, it makes sense to study the greatest and latest people who are achieving that continuous success within the field of selling. Selling is a transference of feelings. Everything we do leads to that sale. You are selling your ability to do the job. You are selling your skills on marketing, the reason why you're worth that value, and how you can improve the life of the customers and clients that you serve. Becoming a sales master is a journey, and this podcast is dedicated to the tech and technique of the real estate industry. Brought to you by Realtor, we'll be sharing each week great short, sharp stories that are actions and wins from the highest performing agents we've ever seen succeed in our industry. We tackle one major challenge, provide you with the solution and the steps that allow you to repeat the performance. And as they share that story, we want you to profit from their knowledge. Let's get started with this week's episode. Hello and welcome to the program We Are Selling. My name's Lee Woodward of Realtor. Today, I'd like to discuss the position description of a real estate sales professional. And that description can be described as this: driving opportunity. When we look at the customer life cycle, each one of us has to reach out and find those relationships, data and opportunity that allow us to move on to the next milestone, which is to acquire the information that they require to develop a relationship. So we've got to reach out, acquire, and acquire data and information is based upon claiming doors, something we've discussed on this program before, where you superglue yourself to the community. Then we've got to develop the relationship, which is our third milestone. And in developing relationships, it could be the price update, that digital connection that you have. It could be reporting on a supermarket or a service station coming into the community, or something going on with the council. But when people know you've reached out, you've acquired that information and you're developing that relationship, you're now on your pathway to the next milestone, which is to retain. And that repeated performance of every 3 or 6 or 12 months, depending on the intensity of the relationship. But retain's really important because it's where we learn to provide current relevant information. It's not just about ringing and seeing where they're up to now. And I think we all know that we can ring people so much these days that we lose the business. And retain is about retaining their interest, that retention that you've developed from acquiring and reaching out. Then the last part of the customer life cycle is to inspire. And inspire is, did you know the property 2 doors down from you just sold, or the property 3 streets away from you just went for a record price? If you were thinking of moving anywhere, where would you go? And why would you go there? And when do you need to be there? And I think we've seen it so many times in real estate that one person sells in a street and then another 3, 4, 5 go. Why? They were inspired. People can sit dormant in their homes and think, we've been here 4 years. You've actually been here 12 years. And time flies, and their reason for move hasn't been stimulated. And I think great sales professionals can see that outcome vision of helping people move and getting into those correct and right conversations where you don't sound like a typical real estate agent. You know, in my 30 plus years of this profession, I still love today that my best communicators speak a little slower. They don't use long, intelligent words. They don't know it all too well. But what they do really well is connect. If you're going to inspire someone to consider that move, the customer life cycle becomes complete. You've reached out, you've acquired the data and the information, developed the relationship. Once developed, you know how to retain it without overcooking it. And then finally, it's that moment, that minute, that moment when you inspire someone that now's the time to move, and they feel safe and comfortable that it's you they should be going with due to this timeline of frequency of contact builds trust and allows you to be their trusted advisor. So that's what we do for a job. Every day we drive opportunity by reaching out, acquire, develop, retain, and inspiring people to that reason to move. Could be financial, it could be their property goals, it could be a dream of theirs to live in a certain type of property, and why not do it now? So as you listen to this audio, what's the action? Realise that every conversation has a connection, and they could be anywhere in that cycle. And I know myself, it's that middle of the day when I'm flat out, I've got no time whatsoever, but someone asks me a question, and I take that time to listen actively, respond back, send a link, send something, and they respond back, could be months or 2 months later, with that thankfulness that I did that moment. Winning business is about moments. Driving opportunity is exactly what we do for real estate. But this is a day by day, hour by hour moment that everyone's taken your measure, but everyone is somewhere in that cycle at each time. And you might be just in the reach out stage, knowing you've got to acquire information so you can retain them. But as this cycle comes together, it's the one driving signal that gives you continuous success in real estate sales. Thank you for listening to today's tip. We are selling. I'm Lee Woodward of Realtair. For anything to do with our all-in-one platform, you can call the Realtair Academy on 1300 367 412 or visit our site on realtair.com and book a demo. I'm Lee Woodward. Thank you for listening.